meteorologist Chris Boone.
A brief look at those 24-hour rain totals. We saw those showers last night and even continuing through some of those morning hours this morning through northeastern parts of the Concho Valley, seeing some plentiful rain totals across much of the area, seeing a lot of those purples and reds as that's getting up to close to 4 inches of those rain totals for those areas. And we're going to continue to see some rain showers even as we look towards those overnight hours tonight. And actually looking at those temperatures that we saw through those last 24 hours, a little bit of an up and down as we went through those overnight hours with those showers. Those winds bringing some really cooler temperatures as we started to reach those late and overnight hours, back in those 60s for those lows, and then up into those 80s for much of us for our afternoon highs today. And we're actually still seeing some of those showers across the state, some of those very isolated showers. We saw some earlier throughout the Concho Valley. They've since started to move off towards the east, where we're actually seeing some start to pop up through some of those central portions of the Concho Valley, and we'll continue to see some of those very isolated showers as we go into those evening and overnight hours for those hours tonight. And actually looking at that current temperature right now sitting at 85 degrees, pretty warm out there, dew point at 56, a little bit humid out there, not as humid as we have been for these past several days, as we're actually seeing clear skies right now, and those winds out of the southeast at 14 miles per hour, a little bit breezy out there, and those current temperatures across the Concho Valley, most of us holding on to those 80s, some of us just a little bit cooler and in those 70s, 78 in Eden, 75 in Brady, 77 in Coleman and Mason, as those are the areas that had been seeing those showers over these past couple of hours, and was actually seeing a pretty decent temperature drop from what we saw at this time 24 hours ago. This time yesterday we were seeing those higher 80s and 90s for those afternoon highs, and we're seeing those 80s and 70s, actually seeing that drop. A 10-degree decrease in Eden, 12-degree decrease in Menard and Mason, and a 10-degree decrease in Coleman. But we'll be seeing some very similar temperatures through these next several days, and for those next 12 hours back down to those 70s for the majority of that night, and then getting into those 60s for those overnight lows. That forecast for tonight, 66, a little bit breezy, those winds out of the east southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. And then tomorrow, still seeing those 80s, 86, those very isolated storms still possible through the area. And actually looking at that severe weather outlook, still seeing some of that slight areas reach into portions of the Concho Valley, barely reaching into Crockett County. The majority of us just seeing that marginal chance at seeing some of those severe storms as we go into the rest of these evening hours. Actually looking at that futurecast, we'll start to see some of those showers popping up again off towards those western parts of the area, and then as they start to move in, we'll really just see those clouds for much of the night, and then more focus for tomorrow, really early morning hours. That's when we'll start to see those very spotty showers as they start to pop up, seeing those very isolated rain chances continue through that Thursday morning hours, and then it starts to taper off as we go into Thursday afternoon, and then we see a reoccurrence of those as we look towards Thursday evening hours. And a look at that 7-day forecast, still holding on to those very isolated rain chances for these next several days. And temperatures in those 80s, and could be seeing some of those rain showers for your Memorial Day forecast.